You know you want to own a vacation home, but you're not sure where it should be. The coast, the mountains, the countryside. On this week's episode, we're mapping out how to find your perfect spot and why having a plan B and even a plan C just might be necessary. So grab a pack of Post its and let the brainstorming begin. Because as they say, it's all about location, location, location. What if your 401k came with a fire pit and a lake view? That's the question that inspired it all. I'm Katie Klein, and living in New York City meant buying a home felt impossible. So I decided to flip the script and buy my second home first. When I'm not there, it doubles as a short-term rental, covering its costs, building equity, and even turning a profit. And best of all, it gives me a place to vacation for free. What 401k can do that? Every week, join me as we hear from real people who've done the same and experts who can help you do it too. If you thought owning any home, let alone a second one, was out of reach, this is the show for you. This is Second Home First. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Second Home First. I'm your host, Katie Klein, and I'm so excited you chose to join me here today. On last week's episode, we tackled a really big question. What type of vacation homeowner would you be? It's really important that we understand what our archetype is. Are we a profit maximizer? Are we a sweet spotter? Or are we a first dibber? And if this is all sounding like gibberish to you, please go back and check out that episode at your convenience. Also, head to my website, buyyoursecondhomefirst.com. That's BUY, yoursecondhomefirst.com/quiz to take the vacation homeowner type quiz and find out which one you are. That information is really going to dictate a lot of the decisions ahead. But today, we're here to talk about where should you buy your vacation home. It is the most important decision that you make in any real estate transaction. It's also one of the hardest decisions that you make in your second home journey. Now, for some of us, location is obvious. For my husband and I, we had been camping in Lake George every summer since we first started dating. It was a place we absolutely fell in love with. It holds a lot of sentimental value to us. And on every camping trip, inevitably, when I was cold and missing modern conveniences like, I don't know, indoor plumbing, for example, or hot water, I would always think to myself, wouldn't it be nice to own a house here someday? So when it came time for us to decide where to buy a second home, the answer to us was obvious. It had to be Lake George. My in laws are very similar. They have been vacationing in a place called York Beach, Maine, since they were kids. And when they grew up and had kids of their own, they brought their kids. And now that all the grandkids have joined the crew, we all go every single year. So I can promise you, if they were doing this exercise, York Beach, Maine would top their list without hesitation. But that's not the case for a lot of people. In fact, I talk to a ton of friends who say to me, yes, I want to buy my second home first, but I don't know where I want to do it. That's totally normal. Not everyone has a location that's going to immediately pop to mind. Maybe you're excited to take this first step onto the property ladder, but you don't know exactly where you want to do so. Or perhaps you already own a home, but you're interested in buying a second property, one that can build you equity and generate a profit while someone else is paying your mortgage. But you haven't considered exactly where that would be. So, to answer this question, where should you buy your vacation home? I'm going to take you on a tangent. And what I promise is relevant. Okay. So, stick with me here. Many years ago, when my husband and I got engaged, we started to plan our wedding. And I was really struggling with the wedding planning process. I wasn't just struggling because I'm a commitment phobe, which he knows, even though we've been married for now 8+ years, I am still a commitment phobe at heart. But that wasn't why I was having such a hard time planning our wedding. Really, when I got down to the core issue, it was that I didn't know what a successful Katie and Joe wedding looked like. I didn't know what I wanted the outcome of that day to be, aside from, of course, leaving married. So I needed to first get clear on what my dream wedding, what my husband's or my husband to be's dream wedding looked like in order to be able to vet wedding venues accordingly. How could I tell if each of these places were the right ones for us or if they were just another beautiful venue that we were seeing? I believe that a lot of the same principles applies to shopping for vacation homes. With millions of stunning properties available around the world, it's easy to get swept away by charm or perhaps discouraged by price. Without a clear vision, it's hard to know if you're looking at the one. Owning a vacation home isn't just about wishful thinking. It's about defining your vision in concrete terms and then aligning it with achievable goals for all of us. So let's start dreaming. Nothing is off the table yet. Allow yourself the freedom to imagine the perfect retreat. And don't worry, later on, we're definitely going to ground that dream in reality. We'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsors. Interior design is one of my favorite parts of buying a second home. I love creating a beautiful space. But let's be honest, staying on budget, managing orders, tracking deliveries, and juggling countless retailers can get overwhelming fast, which is why so many hosts turn to Minoan. With Minoan, you can shop more than 180 brands you love all in one place. That's brands like Crate and Barrel, Samsung, Anthropologie, Article, Casper, and so many more. They give you access to better than trade pricing, something typically reserved for professional designers, allowing you to save on every purchase. They keep every order, delivery, and receipt organized in one clean dashboard. And the best part, there's no membership fee, no subscription, no catch, just a streamlined approach with big savings. Once your second home is set up, Minoan can even make it shoppable. Your place basically becomes a four-walled influencer. So after guests spend a weekend obsessing over your couch or those sheets or that coffee maker, they can scan your QR code and order the exact same item for their own home. You earn a commission, no extra work required. To furnish smarter, visit minoan.com/second home to sign up and receive a free $25 in credit. Finding the right cleaning team has been absolutely crucial to the success of my second homes. They're my eyes and ears on the property when I'm not there, spotting issues early, keeping standards high, and helping me wow guests time and again. But finding someone local you actually trust, that wasn't always easy until I found Turno. Turno connects you with vetted cleaners who understand the demands of short term rentals in your specific market. Their app makes everything simple, from auto scheduling your cleans to photo and video checklists that ensure your property looks exactly the way you want, and even automatic payments after each clean is completed. Click the link in the show notes to check out Turno and get $25 off your first cleaning. When I was finally ready to rent out my vacation home, I had no idea what to charge guests. Thankfully, that's when I found Price Labs, a dynamic pricing tool that helps me automate pricing like a pro. It's simple. Price Labs uses real time data to automatically adjust my rates based on local demand, nearby events, and booking trends. It's easy to use, lets me set my own minimum and maximum prices, and keeps my pricing smart and competitive without any manual work. If you want your vacation home to pay for itself or even turn a profit, you need Price Labs to help you get the most from every booking. Visit the link in the show notes and enter code Second Home First, all one word, for a 30-day free trial plus $10 off your first invoice. You finally bought your dream vacation home. Now what? Your goal is for it to pay for itself, but between managing bookings, guest messages, and cleaners, it can feel like a full time job. That's where Lodify comes in. Lodify is a comprehensive vacation rental platform that makes it easy to manage and market your second home, even if you're just getting started. From syncing your calendar across Airbnb, Verbo, and Booking.com to automating payments and guest communication, Lodify simplifies it all. It's built for beginners and comes with free one on one onboarding to help you get up and running fast. From now until December 4th, Logify is running their big Black Friday sale, offering 65% off their yearly and bi yearly professional and ultimate plans. Check out the link in the show notes to make your second home start working for you. If you're listening to the show, I know making memories with family and friends is super important to you. And that's why I'm excited to introduce you to Flightographer. Flightographer connects travelers with local photographers in more than 350 destinations around the world. But it's more than just a photo shoot. It's a way to capture meaningful memories and experience a place through a local's lens. When I look back on past Flightographer photo shoots I've done, I don't just see pictures, but special moments preserved. I remember the feeling of that day and the story behind every shot. Whether you're celebrating a milestone birthday, a family vacation, or a special getaway to your second home, Flightographer is there to capture the moments you never want to forget. To book your own Flightographer shoot, visit the link in the show notes and use code SHF25. That's S as in second, H as in home, F as in first, 25 to get $25 off your first shoot. And now back to the show. So, in order to do so, you need to grab a pack of sticky notes. This is my favorite way to make sense of all the jumbled mess that's happening in my brain. Grab a pen, and I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. And I want you to just write down anything that comes to mind. Every single idea gets its own post it note. Okay. And if this is too much to follow because you're listening, maybe you're driving, don't worry. All of these prompts are on my website as well. Check out step one and follow the link to sticky note exercise. I'll also link it in the show notes in case you want to come back to this at a later time. So, first question to think about: how often do you want to use your vacation home? Do you see it as a weekend retreat or is it a seasonal escape? What seasons do you envision yourself being there? Do you see it for winter ski trips or summer lake days or perhaps just year round visits? How far from your home are you willing to travel? Would you prefer to drive or are you willing to hop on a plane? What types of settings do you like? Coastal, mountain, countryside, urban centers? What contrasts are you seeking? This is one of my favorite questions to really spend a lot of time thinking about. If you live in a city, do you crave nature? Do you crave solitude? If you are in the suburbs, are you looking for a place where walkability is key? What activities matter most to you? Beaches, skiing, hiking, wineries, proximity to cultural attractions? I am sure your head is spinning with thoughts. So scribble those all down and create a stack of post its that's going to help us determine where you are going to buy your dream vacation home. Now, as you look over these sticky notes, brainstorm possible destinations that fit your criteria. You can consult maps, you could search Google, or you could even talk to Chat GPT. And I'd suggest being as specific as possible. So perhaps you want to say something like coastal towns within a 3 hour drive of New York City, or walkable ski destinations within a 4 hour flight of Boston, or lakes near golf courses within a 6 hour drive of Chicago. From these searches, create a short list, but don't narrow it down too much. Not yet, anyway. At the beginning of the episode, I mentioned how we might need a plan B or even a plan C. And here are some reasons why. First, regulations. In a future episode, I'm going to break down exactly how to check your ideal location's short term rental rules to ensure you can legally rent out your second home. If you can't, you may want to go back to your list and choose someplace else. Second, price. The Hamptons might top your list of commutable beach destinations from New York City. But if the price point isn't in line with your budget, it's not the right fit. Third, we need to be sure the destination can support your personal goals. On last week's episode, you identified if you're a first dibber, a sweet spotter, or a profit maximizer. If you're the latter, a profit maximizer, but the destination you selected doesn't have enough tourism demand to meet your money goals, it's probably not the place for you. And side note, if you're wondering how you would even know that, we have an episode coming up where I'll walk you through exactly how to estimate how much money your future vacation home could earn. Fourth and finally, competition. On yet another episode, we'll dive into how to research other vacation rentals in your area in order to determine how easy or difficult or costly it's going to be to stand out to prospective travelers. And based on your findings, you may choose to switch locations. Earlier in the episode, I took you on a tangent about how I struggled to plan my wedding. Well, as embarrassing or maybe unsurprising as it is to admit, I actually used this exact sticky note exercise that we started today to help me plan my wedding. It helped me determine what success could look like for us, what our dream wedding venue could be. I'll explain a bit more about that in next week's episode when we finish this exercise by thinking about what you want your dream vacation home to look like. So hold on to all of the post-its you created today because next week we'll rank them all, determine our non negotiables and our nice to haves, and capture it all on your vacation home vision template. Because when you're clear, there's really no reason to be a commitment phobe after all, at least not when it comes to buying a vacation home. Thanks for listening to Second Home First. If you liked what you heard today, be sure to sign up for my free weekly newsletter at buyyoursecondhomefirst.com, where I share the simple 4-step strategy to help you do the same. If you have a minute to subscribe, rate, or review the show, or even send a favorite episode to a friend, that would mean the absolute world to me. And if you want to be a guest on the show, have a question you want answered, or a topic you think I should cover, send me a note at hello@buyyoursecondhomefirst.com or on social media at buyyoursecondhomefirst. I personally read and respond to every single message. Once again, I'm your host, Katie Klein, and I can't wait to see you all again next week. The content shared on Second Home First is for educational and informational purposes only. Please consult a licensed financial advisor before making any investment or financial decisions.